Hello my dear students, the next topic is cost and its type. What is cost? What are the different types of cost? Firstly, we will discuss what is cost. Cost analysis all about the study of behavior of cost with respect to various production criteria like the scale of operation, price of the factor of production, size of the plant, size of the output, etc. The cost production is the mathematical relationship between the cost of a product and its various determinants. Symbolically, cost is a function of O, S, T, U, and P, where O stands for scale of operation, S stands for size of plant, T and U stands for time under consideration, and P stands for the price of the factor of production. It is all about the financial aspects of production. Mathematically, C is a function of Q, where C is cost, Q is output, and F is a functional relationship between cost and output. Now, types of cost. There are the different types of cost. First one is accounting cost and economic cost, outlay cost and opportunity cost, direct and traceable cost, indirect and untraceable cost, increment and sunk cost, private and social cost, fixed cost and variable cost, total fixed cost. Now, firstly, we will discuss about what is accounting cost. And accounting costs are those for which the entrepreneur paid direct cash for procuring resources for production. These include cost of the price paid for raw material and machines, wages paid to workers, electricity charges, the cost incurred in hire, the purchasing of building a plant, etc. Accounting costs are treated as expenses. Now the next one is what is economic cost. There are certain costs that accounting costs disregard. These include money which the entrepreneur forgoes but would have earned and he invested his time, effort and investment in other venture. For example, the entrepreneur would have earned an income and had he sold his services to other instead of working on his own business. Economic costs also include implicit cost and explicit cost. Now, the other one is outlay cost. The outlay expenses incurred by the entrepreneur in employing input are called outlay costs. These include cost on payment of wage rent, electricity or fuel charges, raw material, etc. Now, what is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the benefit of an alternative given up when one decision is made over another. This cost is therefore most relevant for two mutually exclusive events. In investing, it is the difference in return between a chosen investment and one that is passed up. For companies, opportunity costs do not show up in the financial statement but are useful in planning by management. What is direct cost? Direct costs are related to producing a goods or services. A direct costs include raw material, labor, and expenses or distribution costs associated with the producing a product. A cost can easily be traced to a product, department, or project. For example, Ford Motor Company F manufacture cars and trucks. A plant worker spent 8 hours building a car. The direct costs associated with the car are the wages paid to the worker and the cost of the parts used to build the car. Next one is what is indirect cost. Indirect cost, on the other hand, expenses unrelated to producing a good or services. And indirect cost cannot be easily traced to a product, department, activity, or project. For example, with a Ford, the direct costs associated with each vehicle include tires and steel. What is incremental cost? These costs are incurred when the business make a policy decision. For example, change of product line, acquisition of new customer, upgradation of machinery to increase output are increment cost. What is sunk cost? Sunk costs are costs which the entrepreneur has already incurred and he cannot recover them again now. Sunk costs are those costs that a company has committed to and are unavoidable or unrecoverable cost. Sunk costs are excluded from the future business decision. Now the next one is what is private cost. These costs are incurred by the business in furtherance of its own objectives. Entrepreneurs spend them for their own private and business interest. For example, cost of manufacturing, production, sale, advertise, etc. Now the next one is what is social cost. As the name suggests, it is the society that bears social cost for private interest and expenses of the business. These include social resources for which the firm does not incur expenses like atmosphere, water resources, and environmental pollutions. And the next one is fixed costs. Fixed costs do not vary with the number of goods or services a company produces over the short run. For example, suppose a company leases a machine for production for 2 years. The company has to pay $2,000 per month to cover the cost the lease, no matter how many products that machine is used to make. And the next one is variable cost. Variable cost fluctuate as the level of production output changes. And next one is operating cost. Operating cost are expenses associated with the day-to-day business activity but are not traced back to one product. Operating costs can be variable or fixed. Example of operating costs, which are more commonly called operating expenses, include rent and utility for a manufacturing plant. Now, these are the different costs I have shown.